Have you ever dreamt of being coached by pro players? Well, it's my case. And lately, I've been scrolling on Twitter till I found this very exact tweets from Veno and Merstach stating that they're opening their own Fortnite masterclasses. And they hired the first pro player duo who decided to. On December 25th, Resonate and Seti united themselves to create masterclasses I analyzed in another video that you all loved. Black Friday upcoming, I thought it was the moment to make another video, this time about Monaco, Veno and MonacoEsports masterclasses. And I'm talking, if you're ready to see a Fortnite coach talking about Veno and Merstach masterclasses, let's go. Okay, so we are back on page of gaming masterclasses, and I'm going to show you a bit what I thought because I got access to those masterclasses. So I'm going to tell you what I thought honestly about it and showing you a bit why I think it's good for every kind of players. So first, here we are on the website. You see 75% off for the Black Friday. At the moment where I record this video, we are November 14th, so you basically see the video on 15th, I believe. Price might seem a bit expensive compared to other masterclasses from the Jesus, where it is, I believe, 20 euros, and Resonate ones, or I think I paid 25. But here, thanks to the Black Friday, you're going to have it for 25 euros, which is the price basically for everything. And I think compared to the quality they are offering, I believe this is something really good. So here we have a short video of introduction that I'm going to show you right after. So you have a coupon code for the Black Friday. You have two coupon code, either V23, meaning Veno 33, and you have it for even less than 25, or M23 for Merstach 23, and you have 75% off once again. And you cannot have two coupons code, of course. Then your address, your full name. You can pay either by card or you can pay by PayPal. Ain't a huge difference, alright? It's not something huge. So subscribe to our email list. That might be interesting, truly, because they're going to open another rank, basically another class of masterclass, with focusing on the pro player aspect. When you're already an intermediate player and you want to become a pro player, this might be really interesting. And I have read, you have to click on it. And you see here, got an extra mile for 50%, discover the Fortnite Pro Masterclass, a couple of extra models made especially for competition. Well, I mean, everything's basically done for competition. But this model, the classic Fortnite Masterclass, is to everyone player. It's done for everyone, clearly. You can be a really beginner player that barely starts Fortnite and wants to get better. This might be interesting. You're an intermediate player or a beginner, that might be interesting as well. You're a really good player that wants to step one above and go T1 or T2 in Europe or any other regions. That might be also very interesting for you. While the Fortnite Pro Masterclass is more down for already the advanced players, maybe T3, T4 in this region, and you want to become T1 or T2. That's basically done for this kind of players. And I mean, right now, I believe that might be interesting as well to grab it. So I'm going to show you already this. So the short video they've done to introduce, and then I'll show you example. I have two short videos, two example of short videos that they gave me. They allowed me to share and to leak, basically, to show you the kind of content and why I think it is so great, and we'll see all the modules and everything there is, basically. I don't you with the video, I'm back in a few.
I think defensive building strategies, the core thing about it is knowing when you need to make space, when you're getting pushed, so you can get like a beam going into a fight. You need to know, okay, what's the distance? And let's say, okay, if one guy gets hit 100 here, can I support him quick enough? So guys, hard work will lead to talent, and talent will lead to hard work. They go hand in hand. Answer the question, there's no technique to say.
then you can just rotate in, in, in the design box. Amazing. So in Fortnite, when you're playing stacked games, there will be always players on the hills and like just boxed up around you, and you need to be sure that you're protected from them. So when you're running, you need to always look around you, not just like one side. You need to every time look around you, like left, right, behind you, in front of you. So basically, Indian leader needs to make all decisions, all rotates. He just needs to coordinate his teammate that using her fragger. I'm Monaco Merstach. Make sure to watch my Fortnite Masterclass.
Okay, so you've just seen the video to introduce. I know it might have been quite long, and Veno's solo build might not be interesting, because I mean that was not really impressive and not really what we're talking about. But basically, you see what's coming. This course contains 5 modules you see here, and you basically have the content inside. The first one about the mindset, I think it's something that is really interesting. I've listened to the videos, and I think it is really interesting about Fortnite esports psychology, physical and mental training for esports. That is something that I see a lot of players, and even myself coaching pro players. It is something that I see a lot of players forgetting about. The physical training for esports, we might be thinking it's basically like warming out the fingers or just playing, but that's way more than that. Same for the psychology. Then about the game mechanics, as I said previously, this whole course is done basically for every kind of players. Game mechanics, there is a really interesting part. About the core mechanics, it's interesting, but I believe that is something that you can see outside. Strategies for improving overall gameplay performance, that is extremely interesting because the advice given are done really for every kind of players, whether you're just 3k pure players or your 120k pure players, you can surely learn from this. Engagement and decision making, this is one of the most interesting. Game phase and adaptation. Adaptation is something that I really love. Adaptation is something that I believe is probably one of the best things to train when you want to become better at Fortnite. Tips for gaining a competitive edge without sacrificing fun. I mean, when you're growing up, in every game, when you're becoming better, you want to win. No, you're having fun winning, but you might not have fun when you're losing or just playing because you really want to win and you play really to win. But this is something, some kind of tips to still have fun even if you're competing, even if you're not winning all the time. Utilizing creative mode for practice, same. It's kind of easy, but there are still kind of tips that you might not think. You might be like, oh, and I think that was my reaction when I've seen it. I was like, oh, that's logic, but I didn't think about it, some parts of it. Analyzing pro player strategies, psychology of improvement. Psychology of improvement is probably one of the most interesting ones. About the model tree, there is map awareness and positionings, and you will understand the Fortnite map. That might seem a bit weird, but it might seem a bit weird because at the moment when I'm recording this video, we are on the OG Fortnite map. And when these videos were recorded, that was the previous one, that was the chapter 4 map. So we might be wondering, like, why? But I think it's good not to understand really, for example, how to watch a POI. You know, not how to fight in Mega C. But I think it's important and interesting to see, for example, how to analyze your landing spot and understand how to rotate, and you become, I mean, you become basically autonomous after that. Planning the job, that's quite the same. Early game survival and looting, strategies for efficient looting and survival in various locations, it's the same. Basic for all of that, you're going to see specific situations, but what you have to keep in mind is not only to, yeah, okay, it's great to know how to fight in this area. You mainly have to see, okay, how does Mustache or Veno analyzes this situation? How does he know if this is good or not? This is what you have to keep in mind, and this is what you're going to be learning from that. I mean, survival tactics, strategies. relation and positioning for better endgame scenarios, real-world map awareness exercises. This is something good. Simulation exercises. This is good as well. Analyzing pro player map awareness and positioning. Basically the same. That's something that you can do alone, but also watching to them, you 100% going to learn something. And that might be really interesting to compare what you do alone and what other pro players do and what pro players analyze to really compare to what would be better. Competitive communication and teamwork, all of those things are interesting, but I don't think the Model 4 is the best one. Effective communication strategy for playing squad, of course there is no squad for the moment, so might not be the best, but that's the same. In this very exact situation is not the most interesting one, but overall it is interesting, of course, to see what are the methods and how can you do it alone. Identifying key information to communicate, that is extremely interesting. I mean, it's a key thing to work in duos. Efficient communication platforms, team roles, and coordination tips for better teamwork. I believe this is my favorite one in the Model 4. This is what I believe is the most interesting. Coordination and relation, team strategies and combo, kind of slightly the same. Building a camaraderie and having fun while playing competitively, that's basically kind of what we've seen in the Model 2 about game mechanics. Building, oh my bad, celebrating success, etc, etc. This is interesting, but probably not the best. In-game leadership and shot calling is crazy good as well. Probably the second best on the Module 4. Not as interesting as the team roles and rotation and tips for better teamwork, but I think it's surely interesting. I mean, if you're Fragger, you have to watch it still, even if you're Fragger, because at the highest level, rather you take one or the second player of the duo, they both can IGL at a really high level. Set is the IGL in the duo with Kami, but Kami could IGL maybe as good as say does. I mean, of course, not as good, but he can IGL very well. Same for Veno. He's not IGLing with Quizzy, but I'm pretty sure he could IGL in another duo where he would do crazy good. And finally, the last module about building and editing techniques. Fundamental for building techniques, I mean, it is something that if you have 10,000 PR, you can still learn from it. But if you have maybe 100, that might not be the best. But there are always some things that you're going to learn about. I mean, the best example is probably the size of the windows in the walls. When you opening a wooden wall or a brick wall or a metal wall, the size of the window that you're opening is not the same depending to the material, and that is something, for example, there is this fact, okay, but how are you going to use it? There are still things that you're going to learn. Building for defense, building for offense, that's really different. Advanced building techniques, creative editing strategies, editing reset and fake out, building in different game modes, creative building practice, embracing individual playstyle, that is really good. And analyzing pro player building. This is something that I believe none of you has ever done. I'm 100% sure that no one of you has ever watched a pro player and analyzed it like, oh, is doing that kind of open, but when he's doing that kind of edit is situated at this place in the box, why, etc. I'm pretty sure you're not watching that kind of thing. That's why a pro player like Veno and Merstach are extremely interesting, as they're probably two of the best fighters, if it's not the two best fighters in Europe. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be the most interesting. Well, I think this video is hitting the end. And if you like that kind of video, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And now I'll let you read an extract of my two favorite videos I've been allowed to show you. Keep in mind that I don't show the whole video, but only a part. And I'm pretty sure you'll still have plethora of things to learn. All links will be in the description down below. thanks and enjoy these exits.
Recognizing high ground opportunities. I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot of experience. It's recognizing when they're scuffed and when they're not scuffed. Is it worth taking? Do I have enough loot to take it? Is it worth it for me to just play this game out so I can maximize my loot and don't have to force anything? Recognizing when you can take a power position is a powerful thing you can know in Fortnite. That's really from experience and how you can tell if they've left the position to go more center or whether they've given up the position or whether they're split basing. It all comes with experience and you're gonna have to play to learn these things properly, but you can have a basic grasp of them. There's a reason, guys, I've always landed edge map spots because I find them easier to rotate. I also don't have to worry about my back. All I need to worry is that's what's in front of me, what's around me, and knowing what my surrounding POIs rotates, right? This is pretty advanced. The best spots, it kind of depends on your skill level because if you're very good, you can land the bastions, mega Cs, right? Where most of the loot is, right? And that means you'll be constantly fighting. But then you have to worry about what's going on all around you, right? I always land edge map because so I don't have to worry about my back, right? And it allows me to be a lot more fluid and I can do more things, and I don't have to necessarily worry about getting third-partied. So it kind of depends what kind of advanced player you are, whether you want to go for the big loot or the small loot. And it depends how much you can cook and VOD review and then how much learning you've put into learning the spot and learning how to play the game.